My apologies. I needed to unmute my mic. All right. Hey, Dennis, how's it going this evening? Prophetess Demetra, good evening. Glad you're with us. We'll be starting here in a few. There's a little bit of a delay, unfortunately. Uh, so I will be patient. Whenever I ask a question, I'll make sure that I wait. I hope you all have had a wonderful day, awesome evening, and you're continuing to have an awesome night. I'll do my best not to be on long tonight, but I wanted to kind of fill in some gaps for you guys and answer some questions. If you can hear me okay, just give me a one. Give me a one in the chat. If you can't hear me, let me see. All right, I can't hear myself, so let's see. Great. All right, thank you, Prophetess. Got a one. All right, just a couple more minutes. Just trying to allow people to trickle in. um, we're gonna get started tonight. Listen, I did. Well, I'll wait. I'll wait. We'll wait a few, just a couple more minutes. Couple of more minutes. Hope everybody is doing okay. All right. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. So, listen, on tonight for this live coaching session, what I want to do is go ahead and do the video for how to use the MetaTrader trading platform. And I'll go ahead and upload this to the website. I actually did record this video before, and when I went to play it back, it didn't record anything but my audio. So we're going to do that on tonight, since everyone was really having questions about how to use the platform. The platform is very easy to use. I'm going to keep it very simple. I know using anything new. No, you cannot share. Cannot share. The rule of this group is not to share any of the content. This is a private group that you all are paying for, and so we are not. This is private. This is a private group that you are all paying for. So don't share it with the people who aren't paying. Okay. All right. So we're working hard to provide a community for people to learn, and so yes. So no. All right. So so on tonight, again, what we're gonna do is show you guys how to use the software. All right, so awesome. So right now, what you see on the screen is the MetaTrader 4 application. There is a MetaTrader 5 update out there. You can use that if you wish. They both work exactly the same. For what we need it to do. Like I said, we're gonna keep it simple. We don't need to get into the advanced things. We're just, all we need to do is know how to put in ourselves, put in our trades, and recognize our setup for the strategies that we share with you. All right. So really quickly here, we're gonna blaze through this, and I promise you, it's simple. You won't get lost. But once you open up once you download it, and guys, please go to the website, go to the members area, go to the Getting Started tab. Um, yes, all you should see is a gray screen right now. Go to the members area and click on the Getting Started tab. Under the Getting Started tab, there's a video tutorial. There's a link to a video tutorial, and there's also a written tutorial on how to download the software. There's also a video tutorial and a written tutorial on how to open up a broker account. Um, I think the only tab that you guys can't see are the basics, and that tab is just basically going to have on there about the basics of Forex, foreign exchange. Just the simple things that you already know. That Forex is foreign exchange. You're going to talk about pips, that kind of thing. So you guys already know that. Everything else is active. As a matter of fact, let's just jump over there really quickly just to show you. Let me log in, because of course everything is, if you're not logged in, you have to make sure you're logged in. If you're not logged into it, you're not going to be able to access it. All right. This community is a paid community, so we don't want just anybody just going to the website and being able to excuse me, to access the information that you guys are paying for. Okay. Um, let me just log in to my user account really quick here, just to show you guys. Uh, Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm just gonna, just to show you guys here. All right, so I'm just logging in. All right, so of course when you first log in, you're going to be met with the terms of services. It's good for for you to be um, just to remember the terms of services of being a part of the community, and then also the disclaimer. We're not making any guarantees. That kind of thing. Past results do not determine future results. So, all right. So once you get in there, you just go down your members tab. All right. If you click on Getting Started, here's the link right here to the video for getting started for installing the MetaTrader 4 software, and below that is the written tutorial that walks you through on how to install it. After that, you can click over here to creating our broker account, and once you click on that, there's a video here for opening the broker account we did it for FX Glory. All right, but any broker account, Traders Way, FX Choice, LMFX, any Forex broker account, it pretty much works the same. Just like signing up for an email address, you put in your information. Your account needs to be verified. They're going to tell you what they need to verify your account. A copy of your driver's license, a copy of a bill showing that you live where you say you live. They just want to make sure that you are who you say you are, and no one else is opening this account in your name. Then there's also a video on how to withdraw your money from the broker account as well. Again, like I said, the basics. It says 404 because I have this locked down because I'm working, or I was working on the basics, and I'll get it finished. But we go through the basics every single time I do a live video. Every single time I do an analysis. When we first did the intro, um, when I first did the intro webinar, um, we talked about the basics. So we'll get that on there. Guys, just let me finish this, and I'll answer I answer any questions, because much probably what I go over, it will answer your questions. Um, Next tab is the low risk, high rewards. This is our bread and butter here, the market beater strategy. Here is the written portion here. If you click on the video, because well, this one is, you can watch the video on the tutorial on how to use it. If you scroll down, the first hour session scalp is there, and it's not showing up here. I just updated it, so I'm gonna have to go in the back end. I'll do that at the end of this and figure out why that's not showing. Um, then also you have some other strategies here that you can use, but I'm going to tell you now that this is the bread and butter right here. This is the one where you're going to be able to get the majority of your pips, and make your money, and be well on your way to some time freedom. Below that is our live analysis and coaching. After each one, I download it or I link to it, so you guys can go back and watch it, or you can just go through the private Facebook page, which is the next thing. So if you click here, this is just going to take you to where you are now. All right, below that is the post. All right, so all of the content that is posted on the account, whether it's a video or written content, if you click on post, that's where you're going to find that. All right, you're going to find everything that's ever posted in the members area on the post page. On the right hand side, you can go to your dashboard and your profile. You can log out. You can search the website here. You can go through categories for the members area. So if you're looking for something in particular, a particular category, you can click that and go through it there. Recent post is just the most, give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. Recent posts is just the most recent posts that have been done. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to show you the 5 most recent posts that have been done. Then we also have archives, and it's broken up into months. And you can go to the overview, register, and all that good stuff. And then the same links that are up here are here. Here's our legal info. If you want to contact us, you just click on contact us, and you can fill that out here, or you can just email us at info@theteachmetofisheffects.com. And everything else is pretty self-explanatory. All right, so that is the website. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for being the early adopters of the Teach Me to Fish Effects community. I want to thank you so much for your trust. I want to thank you so much for your patience while we're yet getting the website built out. When I was posting everything, I was getting a lot of response. Everyone really wanted me to hurry and to start teaching this, so that's what we did. And so we're just kind of building everything out. But I promise you, everything that is posted, everything that you need to know to start making money now is posted on the website. Everything we go through on the live coaching sessions, you can start making money now. So on tonight, because the general consensus is learning is that learning curve, which is okay. It's okay. It's that learning curve for the software that we use. All right, and it's the MetaTrader 4 trading platform. You can use MetaTrader 5. It looks the same. It's gonna work. It's gonna work the same. We just kind of wait for the new software to be around for a little bit before we jump over and use it, just so they can make sure that all of the bugs are out. But it's fine if you want to use MetaTrader 5, you can use MetaTrader 5, but we're using MetaTrader 4. Now there's also a mobile app, okay, for MetaTrader 4 for Android and also for iOS, okay. I do use it from time to time, but what we teach you here at the in our community, we teach you how to use the desktop version. We can do so many more things with the desktop version than you can do with the app. So this is what the big boys use. The big boys also use the app, but when you go into the profession of trading, they have their desktops, they have their laptops, and this is what they're using. And it's so simple. It's so simple. I promise you, it's so simple. All right, so let's go ahead and go over how to use this software. Okay, so you're gonna open it up on your computer, on your laptop, on your Mac. After you've downloaded it, after you've gone through the tutorial and downloaded it and installed it, it may look a little different than this. It's gonna open up with actual charts there. You can close out the charts, but it doesn't matter. All right, so up here we have our file menu bar. Okay, so you got file, view, tools, and help. All right, when you click on file, you can choose to open up a new chart. Open offline means that if you have saved the chart, you can open it offline. Open deleted is basically your most recent chart pairs that you have been looking at. If you have any profiles saved, that's what that is. But you really don't need to know that. I mean, this is just there. You don't need to know it to make money. So that's what it is. This is the file menu bar. That's all it is. If you want to exit, you can exit. All right. Now we'll just get into the things you need to know to make money. All right. So you have this button right here, which is called the Market Watch. Okay. And this button is the button that you're going to click to access the foreign exchange pairs. All right, so we're going to click it. All right, so currently this is showing the pairs that I have had up recently. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so you may have it, you may not have it. It's fine if you do, it's fine if you don't. It doesn't matter. So if you right click inside the Market Watch window, you can click hide all, and it's going to hide everything. All right, it's called the Market Watch button. Market Watch. All right, so when you click here, you can hit hide all, you can hit show all. All right, when you hit show all, right, this depends on the broker that you're using. Okay, right now I'm signed into a Trader's Way demo account. So this is showing me every single thing that I can trade under Trader's Way. All right, so if you're using FX Glory may be a little different, but you can pretty much trade everything with FX Glory. With FX Choice, it's the same thing. You have your currency pairs, You have your precious metals that you can trade. You have your futures that you can trade. So if you right click and hit show all, it's going to show you every single pair that you can trade under that broker. All right. Um, and again, likewise, you can also hit hide all to get rid, just to get rid of everything. Because if you're not looking at all of those pairs, those 30 something different pairs, then you just don't want to confuse yourself. So you don't have to have it. Now, if you want to start picking individual, currency pairs inside the market watch window, you're going to right click it and go to symbols. All right, once you go to symbols, I'm just dragging it out. You can leave it tight, or you can drag it out. All I'm doing is just dragging the corner here and just dragging it out here. All right, what you have is 3 categories for MetaTrader. This is 3 categories. Okay, you have ECN, which is the electronic currency network. All right, you have energies. Let me back up. The electronic currency network are your foreign exchange currency pairs. Okay. Then you have your energies. If you want to start trading, this is Brent crude oil. If you want to trade against natural gas, if you want to trade against crude oil. Now in the Teach Me to Fish Effects community, I do talk about trading crude oil when I talk about trading the inverse pairs, and we'll get into that a little later. I believe there's a video, there's a tutorial. Yeah, there is a video on inverse pairs in the members area, and then also inside the private Facebook group. All right, so that's energies. And then metals, you have silver and gold here for Traders Way. Again, your broker account, it may show more. All right, if there are more metals out there that they trade with, it may show more. They're all going to show gold. Okay, we don't too much do silver, but you can do silver, but they're going to show gold. The reason why we like gold is because gold is in the inverse pair strategy. It's an inverse, or it's the difference of the USD JPY. So if gold is going up, then USD JPY is going down. It's a really quick, simple way to make money, to read a chart. All right, so that's what that is. All right, so let's go back up here to the ECN to our foreign exchange pairs. All right, so if there is a particular pair that you would like to view the chart on, you're going to find that pair. All right, so this is to the left of it is the 6-digit code. This has a little I next to it because it's a demo account, but in a real account, it's going to have just a little 6-digit code. And then to the right here in parentheses, it's going to let you know what that pair is. Okay, so the very first one that we're looking at the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. So if you wanted to view a chart on that, you're going to highlight it here. Then you're going to move over to the right and click show. And as you see, when you click show, because you're highlighted on that pair, show is grayed out. The money sign next to it has turned gold, and if you look over here in the market watch, it's showing up here. All right, if you want it to disappear while you have the symbols dialog box open, you're going to highlight it and hit hide. Okay, now hide is grayed out. The dollar sign next to it is grayed out and has disappeared over here to the market watch. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm just going to throw a few on here that we typically use. But again, you guys can start to use whatever pair you want. there is four particular pairs that you'll typically always see me show you, and that is because with our bread and butter market beater strategy, these four pairs have the most volatility or the most movement during the London session, which is the session that we wake up in the morning and we trade and we grab our 50 plus pips. Okay, all right, so first one is the US dollar, so I'm going to highlight it and hit show. All right, the next one is going to be the GBP JPY. I'm going to grab it, highlight it, hit show. All right, we're going to grab the GBP USD. I'm going to grab it and hit show. All right. And then I'm going to grab the USD JPY and hit show. That's because of our inverse pair. I'm going to grab the USD CAD and hit show. I'm going to go down to metals and grab gold and hit show. I'm going to jump over here to energies and grab the crude oil as well and hit show. All right, so once you've done that, all you're gonna do is hit the close button, or you can hit the X. All right, that's it. That's all you have to do. And so now you have your pairs over here to the left. For these are the charts that you would like to view. All right. So if you're wanting to view a particular chart, all you do is highlight it. Just click on it. When I say highlight, I just mean just click on it. All right, it's going to highlight in blue, and you click it again and you drag it over to this big gray area over here. You'll see a plus sign show, which is just a sign to say, hey, I'm adding it, and you let it go. All right. Once you do that, you can X out of the market watch. All right, if you're just wanting to watch, if you're just wanting to analyze one chart at a time, that's what you're going to do. All right. Now, your chart may look different from how mine looks. That is totally fine. I'm going to show you how. If you want it to get, if you want to get it to look like mine, you can. If you want it to get look a little different, then you'll be able to do that as well. You know, for whatever best fits your eye. All right. So to do that, what you're going to do is just click anywhere in the chart, anywhere on this chart. It doesn't matter. Click anywhere on this chart. Doesn't matter where you click. Click anywhere on this chart. Excuse me. Right click anywhere on the chart. All right. Right click anywhere on the chart. Once you right click anywhere on the chart, you're going to go down to properties. All right. Now, once you click on properties, you're going to be here at the colors tab. All right. The very, if you want, you can select one of the color schemes, and as you select it, you'll see that just a little example changes. All right. The diagram changes it to show you what these three color schemes that they have looks like. When I first started doing it, I really liked how the green on black looked. I like that. All right, and then so I jumped back over into the red and green. But I'm gonna just hit cancel really quick and right click on the chart, go down to properties. All right, and so if you don't want to select one of these color schemes, all you have to do is come over here to the right hand side, and everything is labeled. So if you want the background to be yellow, all right, you can make it yellow. If you want the background to be white, you just click it and select the white tile box. Whatever looks good to you. It doesn't matter. Same thing with the foreground. Now when you do the foreground is going to change your pricing over here to the right, and then the date and time down here at the bottom. So if I want to make the foreground yellow, then as you see here on our little example, Like I said, it changes the foreground. It changes the default text of the chart. That's what that does. It changes that color. All right. If you don't want it, then you can do that. You can select none. But I don't advise that, but that's what you can do. All right. So if you want a grid, this is what the grid looks like. All right. If you select the color for grid, then it's going to have all these perforated lines here, these dotted lines. I don't too much like that. I like what the industry calls a naked chart. That's what I like. So what I typically do is on the grid, I click none. I don't like to see the grid. All right. All right. So if you want to change the color of the bull bars, which are the bars that go up, all right, you just click that. If you want to make them yellow, the outside trim of the bars, if you want to make those yellow, you can. Or you can just keep it green. All right. Same thing with the bar going down, the trim of it, the bear candle. All right. The trim of it, you can change that color. Same thing with the bull candle, you can change the color. So whatever you want. If you want to make your chart look like the chart I currently have, you can do that. And this is how you do it. Now, when you click over to the Common tab, um, uh, you can leave all this the way that I have it now, to do chart shift, to auto scroll as price moves on in time. It'll automatically scroll for you. Over here to the right, you can do candlesticks. You want to do candlesticks. That's what I teach with. You could do line chart. Let me show you what each one is. So this is what a bar chart looks like. It changes the candles into bars. Okay. All right. This is what a line chart looks like. It changes the candles into line. All right. And the candlesticks, they just look better, and it's my opinion they look better, and I can read candles better than bars and lines. Okay. Um, the show OHLC, and what that is, it means to show the open, the high, the low, and the close of a candle. And what that is down here, where my mouse is towards the right. All right. If you untick that won't show. All right. And this is in direct correlation with where your cursor is over a particular candle. Okay. And so it's going to show you the high, it's going to show you the open of the candle. All right. It's going to show you the highest price. Here, let me back up. It's going to show you it's going to show you the price that the candle opened as. Okay. So we're currently on the Euro USD dollar. So this particular candle that it's showing that it opened at 1.24, which is, it's not $1.24. It's because it's the euro. Okay, so it's whatever €1 and 24% of that euro is. Okay, all right, that's what it opened as. All right, the high for that candle was this price. The low for that candle was this price. The candle closed at this price. The V is for volume. Okay, this volume number is showed in points. It's not showed in pips. All right. So what you'll do is you'll divide this by 10 to show you how many pips it was. So points wise, it was 2,763 points. Pip wise, if you just take off that last number or divide it by 10, that particular candle moved 276 points. Pips. All right. So that's what the show OHLC means. All right. It means to show the open, high, low, close, it's down here. It's down here at the bottom right of the program. We'll get into it. I'm also viewing the video with you guys. I can see it on my phone. And my screen is not, it's not the biggest, but I can see it. I mean, you'll be able to see the area. You won't, you more than likely, you know, if you're on a small device, you more than likely won't be able to make out the actual numbers. There's really nothing I can do about that. That's, you know, that's just our devices. But just yeah, that's just the area. So just know that in this area is where the OHLC, the open, high, low, and close. All right, and so once you guys open the program for yourself, you'll be able to see it, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's what he was talking about. All right, so just know, like I said when I was showing it, that this area down here towards the right is where you're going to see the open, high, low, close, and volume. Again, we got to this by right clicking anywhere on the chart and going down to properties. All right, we first started on the colors tab, and we kind of went through, you know, if you want to change the chart to make it look like however you want to make it look, and then we clicked on the comment tab, and so we're just kind of going through the comment tab for setting up the chart how you want. All right, now the show ax line it's going to show you the asking price for a trade. So let me show you. If we check it and then hit OK, you're gonna see it here. All right, let's go back. Once we get in the trade, it'll show it to you. All right, and I'll go back and show you. I'll go back and show you exactly what that is. Just bear with me. All right. The show period separators. All right. Depending on the chart duration that you're on, okay, it's going to show you the periods here, or the time. It's what it basically is this white dotted line right here that my mouse is going up and down on. All right. So based on the chart that you're on, all right, here, let me just close that. Let me show you here. All right. So on the 15-minute chart, all right, so this is one period separator, and this is the other period separator, okay? And so on the 15-minute chart, in between these two lines is going to show you one full day. All right, it's going to show you one full day. How do we know that it's one full day? Because below that, where the date and the time is, you see everything here. It says February 5th. All right, or if you're viewing this and you view it tomorrow, you're more than likely, once you do it, it'll say February 6th. If you go back, you'll see that this one is in between this line and this line. This one is February 2nd. Okay. So that's what the period separators are. All right. So like I said, on the 15-minute chart, it's going to show you a whole day in between each one. All right. On the 30-minute chart, it bounced on us. Let me do this. I'm gonna click the auto scroll, and that's why. I just did that so it'll auto scroll once I change these time frames. All right. So on the 30-minute chart, we also see that it's separating in days. Okay, the period is separating in days, and I'm just going through this so you guys will know what the periods are based on the time frame that you're looking at. The 1 hour chart, it also shows you for one day. Okay. Now the 4 hour chart, is showing you a few days. So it's showing you from January 29 all the way to February 2nd. All right. Or I'm sorry, February 5, in between these two lines, okay? Um, so this is actually showing you a couple of days. So you see how it's changing. The periods are changing based on uh, the chart time frame that I select. All right. So now when I go to the day, it's actually going to show me a range, a whole month's range. Okay, a whole month's range. When you go to a week, same thing. It's going to show you a few months. And when you go to the month channel or time frame, it's going to show you a few months. It's going to break it up in years for you, actually. All right, and so don't worry. We're going to go more in depth because I'm going to show you guys in this live coaching how to use this. So, and we're going to upload it. You'll be able to go back and see how to use the software. And at the end of this, I'm going to answer all of your questions. All right. So, and now here is our X line. I'm sorry, I take that back. Scratch that. This is something else that I have set up, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little more. All right, we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little more. All right. So I'm gonna jump back over here to the 15-minute chart, and since I'm over here, let's talk about this since we have our chart open. All right, let's talk about the different durations that you can view your chart. All right, so the M1, this is the 1-minute chart, and what that means is each candle represents 1 minute. All right, so it's going to take that candle exactly 1 minute to form. All right, as you see this candle right here to the very far right of the chart, this green candle, it's kind of moving, and as this candle is being animated right here, if you look over here to the far right at this white bar, this is the current price that this candle is moving at. Okay, and so again, because we're on the 1-minute chart, it's going to take this candle 1 full minute to completely close. So that means at 9:44 this candle will close and a new candle will start. All right, now when you do the 5-minute chart, each candle represents 5 minutes because you're on the 5-minute chart. So it's going to take each candle, doesn't matter what color, doesn't matter if it's the green, if it's the red, or whatever color you've chosen your candles to be. It's going to take it 5 minutes to form because you're on the 5-minute chart. And so this current candle this current red candle that you see go up and down, it will complete at 9:45. All right, because it's every 5 minutes. Okay, every 5 minutes on the 5-minute chart, one candle is completed, another candle starts. All right, we're on the 5-minute chart. Same thing with the 15-minute chart. All right, each candle represents 15 minutes, so it's going to take each candle 15 minutes to completely form. Same thing for the 30-minute, the 1 hour. All right, well, let me back up. So the 30-minute, each candle represents 30 minutes. The 1 hour, each candle you see represents 1 hour. The 4 hour, each candle you see represents 4 hours. On the daily chart, each candle you see represents 1 day. All right, so this candle will not completely form until the day has passed. Same thing with 1 week. Each candle represents 1 week, so the candles will not completely form until the week is passed, and so on to the 1 month. Each candle represents 1 month, and it won't complete until the month has passed. All right, so this is currently the February. This candle right here is currently the February 2018 candle. So this year we have 28 days. So after the 28th day of this month, this candle will finish. All right, so that's the chart. All right, that's the chart. That's the time frame. Um, I'm going to jump back over here to the 15-minute candle. Okay. Um, Excuse me, the 15-minute time frame. All right. So now let's just talk about some of the things that we have up here at the top, since we have that open. Okay. All right. This button right here, if you want to create a new chart, basically if you wanted to pull another chart for a pair over, if you click that button here, it's going to show you this top level here shows you the pairs that you already have open in your market watch area. All right, that's all that is. And so, you know, if you wanted to bring another chart out here based on the currency pair, if you want to do the USD JPY, you click that button and you click the USD JPY, and you're now looking at the USD JPY. How do you know that you're looking at the USD JPY? All right, so if you look towards the top part of the chart, right above this blue and red box, and we'll get into this, it says USD JPY. All right, so that's how you know what chart you're looking at. All right, you're looking at the USD JPY, and it has comma M15, meaning you're looking at the 15-minute chart. All right, and then this also has some pricing here next to it. So that's just it tells you what chart that you are looking at. So again, you can do that either by clicking the new chart button here. So this top level is going to show you any pairs that you may have open. If it does not show you anything, that means that you don't have any pairs showing in your market watch. That's all that means. Now, if it does not show anything, then you're going to click over here and select what it is that you would like to look at. Okay. I already showed you the market watch. I'm only showing you the things that you guys need to know to do a trade. Okay, just need to know to do a trade. You don't have to know this program inside and out. Yes, I can go through the whole program and teach it to you, but in our community, we just want to keep things simple, so no one is confused and everyone is making money. All right. So you already know what the market watch tab is. This tab here is the navigator. Now in the navigator tab, any accounts that you have set up on this will be listed here under the account section. All right, you see I have I have a live Traders Way and a live FX Glory. Those are the two that I typically use. If you choose to do LMFX and you set it up, then, and don't worry, I'll go through and show you how to set that up as well. It's very simple. Then that'll show here. If you choose to use FX Choice, that'll show here. Indicators, I don't teach you guys indicators. I can teach you, and I can teach you the indicators, but we don't use indicators. We don't need to use indicators. Let me tell you what the indicators are. The indicators are tools that have been given to us by the bankers, by the market manipulators, to get you to think that you're doing something, but these are all psychological. Okay, it's psychological. We don't need these because we know their game plan, but that's what that is. It's an indicator. Expert advisors, if you buy in the market, that's what that is, and then some scripts, but you don't need to know that. I just really want to show you the navigation so you can get to your accounts. This is one fast way to get to your accounts. All right, that's the navigator button. The next one over is the terminal button. All right, so if you click that, down towards the bottom is our terminal. All right, the main tab that we want to see in our terminal, is the trade tab. Okay, this is going to list any trades that you are in. All right, it's going to also show you the balance. This says $49,000. This is a demo account. Um, so it shows you your balance, it shows you the equity, and it shows you your free margin if you're getting free money from your broker. And we talked about the bonuses in the other video, so you guys can go back and watch that. But if you're in a trade, and you'll see it a little later, the trades will pop up down here. Ba, 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 ba. What else you guys need to know? Okay, the scroll button. Let's say your chart is like you've been analyzing your chart, and all I'm doing is just clicking and dragging to the right to go back in time. That's all I'm doing, just kind of going back in time. So let's say you just kind of going back in time, just analyzing your chart, just to kind of see what price action has been doing. And instead of having to scroll all the way back over, that's what this little scroll button is for right here. All right, you press that, it's going to automatically jump you to current day, current pricing. That's all that does. All right, now if that is checked, when you try to scroll, it's not going to allow you to scroll. All right, it's going to always bounce you back to the front. So I typically will keep it unchecked unless I need it. If I've gone back too far, analyzing it, then I'll click it to jump me back, and then I'll click it again to uncheck it so I can, move back and forth, if I need to. All right. This next button here is the shift. All right. And so if it's unchecked, it's gonna push your chart all the way to the right. All right, there's no space over here. Okay, there's no space. All right, so if it's unchecked, then it's not going to shift the chart. It's going to push it all the way to the right. All right, but if you check it, it's going to shift it to the back and just kind of give you some room just to kind of watch your price action, move on into time. That's all that is. Okay. The next thing that is a need to know is your cursor button. That's all this is, the little arrow. So if you want to make your cursor an arrow so you can kind of click and drag things, that's what that is. The crosshairs is how we measure. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the crosshairs. But this is basically how you measure. All right, so all I did was I took my mouse and I clicked on the crosshairs. Okay, and now when I move it over the chart, you kind of see this cross form. Now if you look below towards the date, you'll see here that the crosshairs is showing you the moment in time that it's going over. All right, I'm going back to the left, and the date that it shows, all right, it's going to show the year first, and then the month, and then the day of the month, and then after that, it's going to show you the time, and it shows you the time in a 24-hour period, or we like to call it military time. All right, so that's what that's how the terminal works. Okay, that's how the terminal works. And also while we're on time for the terminal, and you guys have heard me say this in all of the videos, but the terminal time is GMT. All right, it's GMT time, Greenwich Mean Time. All right, and they are typically, I'm saying typically, well, not typically, but GMT versus Eastern Standard Time, they are 5 hours ahead of us. However, what I have noticed with Trader's Way and then also FX Glory, the time of the actual candles are actually 7 hours. They're actually 7 hours behind us, if you will. All right, so it's a little weird, but we'll get into that as well. But the chart time is always in GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, and it's in the 24-hour period, or like how we like to call Army time. All right. So the cross, that's what the crosshairs is showing here. So down at the bottom is showing us our date, and it's showing us the time in which it's going across. Okay, that's down at the bottom. Now if you look all the way over to the right, all the way over to the right, it shows you the price that it's going over. Okay, it's showing you the price that it's going over. So that white bar, that white bar is showing you the current price that your crosshair is going over. All right. So how do we measure with this? This is how we measure. So let's say we're looking at this long red candle right here. All right, this long red candle, and you want to know how many pips this candle is. Now you can do this one or two ways. You can move your crosshair or even just your cursor over here and then look down towards the right where I showed you guys where the OHLC was showing, and it'll show you there what it is. Or we can take our crosshair and bring it up at the top of the candle and bring it down to the bottom of the candle. Or just to show you, you can start from the bottom and go to the top of the candle. It doesn't matter. And so it's going to show you three sets of numbers. All right. The first set of number, okay, the first number set, it is basically the number of candles that you have gone from the point that you have pressed your mouse down. Again, I'm left clicking and I'm holding it down, and if I drag it over to the right, you see it went over one when I went over one candle. When I go over to the second candle, it's going to go over two. All right. So that's gonna change. That first number is gonna change as you go left and right. Okay, left and right, and it changes as you go over the amount of candles. Okay, so so right now, so from the point that we press down and we're dragging over, that first set of number is showing 14. So it's showing me that I have gone over 14 15-minute candles. And the reason why I said that is because we're in the 15-minute chart. Okay, so we've gone over 14 candles that that form in 15 minutes. All right, so if we were on the 30-minute, and it, of course it would have been less, but it would have been 14 30-minute charts. So based on the chart, the time frame that you're on, that's what that first set of numbers are. Now the second set of numbers, it shows the points slash pips. Points slash pips. All right. So initially, the the MetaTrader platform, all right, it shows points. So as you see it changing, or you may not see it changing, hopefully you can. But right now it's showing me 339. Now this is not pips, okay? This is 339 points. All right. So if you want to know how many pips that 339 is equal to, you can divide that by 10 or take the last number off. Okay. And so that's going to be what? 33 pips. So from this point down to this point, all right, is 33 pips. That second number, it does not change if you move left to right in a straight line. Okay, that only changes as you go up and down, up and down. All right, our pips, they go up, they go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, all right. Now the second or the third number is the price. All right, the price, and the price is going to change as you go up and down. That's what price does. Price doesn't go sideways. Price doesn't, it only goes up or it goes down. All right, either you're in profit or you're not. Either the currency is valued or it's devalued. All right, so price only goes up and down. All right, again, the first set of numbers is volume, and that's based on the number of candles that you're crossing, and that's going to vary depending on the chart that you're in as far as the time frame. All right, the second set is going to show you points, but this is how we determine our pips. The way that we determine what the pips are, we'll divide that number by 10. All right, or you can take that last number off. All right, so currently it's showing that I have moved 32 pips. All right. All right, and then the other is the price, the price. The next thing is the vertical line. So if you click that and you click on the chart, it's going to create a vertical line. Now, if you double click that vertical line, it's going to show two white squares that show up. All right. Two white squares are going to show up, and that just lets you know that now this line is editable. You can move it, all right, or you can right click it and go into the properties. You can change the color. All right, you can change the color of the vertical line. So if you want to make it this aqua, you'll hit aqua and hit OK, and you see it change. As long as these white dots are here, you can edit it. All right, so we'll right click it and go to vertical line properties. All right, so with the vertical line property, this shows you date and time. This shows you date and time. Date and time. So if you want this to go over to a particular date, like let's say you wanted your vertical line to be over February 4th. All right, so again, remember, it's first going to show you the year, the month, and then the date. So if you want to change it to February 4th at 1900 hours, which is 7 o'clock, that's what you'll put in, and when you hit OK, you'll see that it moved. It's not here. And that's because we went to a date that was what? Back in time. So we're going to move our chart over to the left, and what do you know? Here is our vertical line over, look down towards the bottom, February 4th, 2018 at 7 o'clock. It basically moved where you told it to move at. All right. And so again, we have our two squares here. That means we can edit it. So we'll right click on it and go to vertical line. And again, you got your common is if you want to change your color. You'll see me do that oftentimes when I'm doing an analysis to show you guys where Asian market starts, where London market starts, where the New York market starts. You'll see me do that, and this is how I'm doing that. All right. Now, if you don't want to move the line, if you double click it again, the white squares at the end of the line are going to disappear, and you'll see that you can no longer move the line by itself. But if you try to click on it and move, you're not moving your chart. So that means that it's not editable. All right, now keep in mind, you can have more than one vertical line on your chart. You can have as many vertical lines you want on your chart. Okay, but keep in mind, if you double click it, let's say if we double click them all, all right, we double click them all, and they're all are showing that they're editable. How are they showing that they're editable? Because of the white squares at the top and bottom. Okay, so if they're all are editable, if you hit delete, all right, it's going to delete them off. All right, you may not want them deleted. You may want them deleted, but if you didn't want them deleted, all you're going to do is on your keyboard, if you have a Windows computer, you're going to hit Control Z. It's going to bring them back. On a Mac computer, you're going to hit Command Z. It'll bring them back. All right. So now, if you did not want them deleted, what you have to do is make them uneditable. All right. And how do you do that? You just double click them again, and it makes the two white squares at the top and bottom disappear. So the ones that you don't want deleted, or able to delete, you just double click them until the white squares at the ends are gone, and then you can hit delete. And as you see, the other ones, they were deleted. All right, so I'm gonna double click these and delete them. All right, the next thing is the horizontal line. The horizontal line, and it does exactly what it sounds like. Um, when you click on it, it's going to give you horizontal lines, and just like the vertical lines, you can have as many as you want. If you double click them, if you look to the end, if you look to the right, if you look to the left, you see two white squares are formed. And now you can right click it, go into horizontal line properties. All right, and you can change the color here if you wish. Now the horizontal lines, they're based on price. Okay, excuse me. The vertical lines are based on date and time. The horizontal lines are based on price. All right, and you'll see that we've made this one red, so the red square, it corresponds with this vertical line. And so this lets us know that this vertical line is at $109.98. Okay, $109.98. All right. That's pretty good. Oh my goodness. Right now we're looking at the USD JPY. So this is showing the cost of the first pair in our pair code. So this is showing that the US dollar to 1 yen is $109.98. So uh, yeah, we can move over to Japan and live it up. Okay, all right. So yeah, so that's what that is. So I don't need to go into that in full detail. Like I said, it works the same with the vertical line. You can change the color by double clicking, having the white lines, and you can move it up and down. And as you move it up and down to the right, the price is going to change because of the horizontal line is based on pricing. Same thing with delete. You double click them. If they show the white line, then uh, you can delete them. All right. The next thing you need to know is the trend line. How to draw a trend line, if you wish. And to do that, it's a diagonal line. Okay, so you'll click that. All right, and let's say if you're wanting to just to kind of see where this trend is touching. All right, let's say so right now there is a bearish trend right here. Bearish means the market is going down. So if you want to see where these lines touch at, you're going to grab your trend line because it's a diagonal line, and then wherever you click and hold and drag, now you can see where the points touch at. That's all the trend line does, shows you where the points in the trend touch. All right, you can have more than one trend line, and I can teach you guys all this stuff too on if you want to. Well, not if you want. I just, that we just want to keep things simple in this community. But if you want to, see how the trend is going, that's what that's for. You can do the same thing. You can double click it. The white squares show up. You can right click it, go to trend line properties. You can change the color. You can change the color. You can change the parameters, but that's what that is. All right. You don't need to know about the Fibonacci retracement tool. I can teach you it, but you don't need it. You trust me. You don't need it. Um, I started out using it when I had like all the numbers in my head, thinking that I needed to know numbers and things of that nature. But trust me when I tell you that you You don't need it. Um, and the reason why you don't need it is because we know the game plan. We know what they're doing. All right. And this is just it's another indicator. All right. Just another tool to kind of get you off your game. All right. Sorry. I told you guys it was going to be a long video, but the general consensus that was that you guys did not understand like how to use. And when I said general, this is a general consensus, and it's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna go over it. So now let's look into how do we make our trades? How do we make trades? How do we make take profits? How do we make stop losses? How do we make trailing stops? All right, and I'm gonna show you the easy way. Okay, the easiest, most straightforward way. All right. Now you see this box here. It's turning red, it's turning blue, it's going red, it's going blue. All right. If you open up your program and you do not see it, all you need to do is next to the pair code, okay? Next to the pair, there's a little white arrow. If you pointing down, if you don't see it, it's pointing down. If you click it, that white arrow is going to start to point up, and that red and blue box is going to appear. Okay. Now this red and blue box is made up of three areas. On the left side, you have your sell area. Okay, so if you wanted to jump into a sell trade, you're going to click that area. All right, on the right side is your buy area. So if you want to jump into a buy trade, you're going to click that area. The middle area is your lot size. Okay, this is how much you're trading per pip. All right, now looking at the lot size. Okay, this is not in dollar form. All right, if you begin, like I mentioned before in the other videos, if you begin to say I'm trading at $10 a pip, the most professional high and mighty person will probably turn their nose up at you, but nonetheless, it does equal a dollar amount. But what you have here is whenever you see 1.00, that is one standard lot, okay? And one standard lot for us equals 10 US dollars, all right? So whenever you have a 100 here, you're not trading a dollar. You're actually trading $10. That's one standard lot, all right? Now you have what's called a mini lot, and a mini lot will be 0.1 0.1. Okay, a mini lot for whenever you see 0.10, that's saying that you want to trade at $1 per pip. You want to trade at $1 per pip. All right. The next thing you have is a micro lot. All right, and this is the smallest lot that you can trade at, and what that looks like is 0.01, and what that represents is 10 cent. Okay, you want to trade at 10 cent per pip. Now you don't have to just use one. Okay, if you want to trade at 20 cent, you'll just change that 1 to a 2. If you want to do 30 cent, you change the 2 to a 3, so on and so forth. All right. If you're wanting to do $5, it will look like 0.50. Okay, that's $5. All right. If you want to trade at $2, all right, it'll be 0.20. Okay, so that's the dollar. All right, for the mini lot. All right. So if you wanted to trade at 5 standards, so one standard is equivalent to $10. So if you wanted to trade at 5 standards, it's going to be 5.0. That's $50. All right, that's not $5, but you're trading at $50. All right. So whenever you're getting ready to go into a trade, you want to first adjust your lot size. Okay. First, adjust your lot size. If you're starting out with $100, again, we recommend 1 to 2%. So if you want to do 1%, it will be 0.10. That's $1. If you want to do 2%, it'll be 0.2. That's $2. If you want to do 1.5%, then it'll be 0.15. Okay, that's $1.50. All right, and so on and so forth. All right, so you're gonna first change that lot size. Now, right now, currently, it looks like we're in a buyer's market, okay? Because we have our up candle set for green, and you typically would not do this because you want to wait for your candle to form. But if you think that the market is going to go up, if it's going up, then you want to buy. So all you're going to do is change your lot size and click buy. All right. And then what's going to pop up here is this green line, okay? It's a green dotted line here, and that lets you, and all this green dotted line is showing you where you got in, where you started your trade at, okay? Where you started your trade at. And if you look all the way to the right, it's going to give you, this is the current pricing of the candle. Again, this is the current pricing, but this is where you started your buy trade, okay? Now, if you look over here to the left of that line, this number here, this is your order number, all right? And then beside that is letting you know that you selected a buy trade, and it's letting you know the lot size, okay? All right, we selected a 0.15 lot size, which is equal to $1.50. All right, now since we started a trade, if you look down towards the bottom of the program inside the terminal, now you're going to get some information about your trade. All right, to the far left is your order number, okay? And that's very important that they've included order numbers, because you can have multiple trades in here, and so you need to know which line is which, and you do that by looking at the order number. I'm going to close the last one out. All right, the next thing over is your time. Okay, this is the time that you enter this trade. All right, so we entered this trade, and again, this is the terminal time, which is GMT. All right, it's showing that we entered this trade on 2018 February the 6th at 5:16. All right, so 5:16 or 500 hours, 16 minutes, that's 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? This is the type. It lets you know what type of trade it is. You're in a buy. If you were in a sell trade, like this one right here, it will say sell. All right. The size is the lot size, okay, that you jumped in the trade. The symbol is the pair that you're using, because again, right now we're looking at one pair, but if I forgot to show you guys the cascading button, but we'll get into that. I'll jump back over to it. But if you wanted to look at multiple charts, right now what we did was we put a buy and a sell trade under the USD JPY, and since I hit this cascading button and we were already looking at another chart, it put the charts side by side. So right now to the right, this is the Euro USD currency pair. So if I wanted to put in a buy for here, I would select that chart and select buy. If I wanted to put in the sell, I would do select the chart and click sell. And you see, as we did that, two more lines open up, two more cells, okay? And it lets us know, again, the symbol lets us know which pair these trades are for. All right, the first price column is the price that we entered the trade in at, okay? The stop loss is for if we had a stop loss set. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close out of these trades, and all I'm doing is going over to the far right and hitting the X button here. All right. So if we wanted to set a stop loss, if we had a stop loss set, it'll show up here. If we had a take profit set, it will show up here. This price right here is the current price that it's at. So right now it's showing 108.757. And so if we look over here, I'm just going to maximize this again. If we look over here, we're at 108.757. All right. So that's what the second price is. The commission is basically what the broker gets. Some brokers, they get paid off a commission, they get paid off of the spread, or they get paid off a commission and the spread. Traders Way, they get paid off of commission and the spread. All right. When I say spread, what I'm meaning is the difference in the value of the pairs. So we're looking at the USD versus the JPY, or the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So that means that the US dollar, you can currently sell it for 108.75, and then also for the JPY, that means that you can buy it for 108.76. All right, so there's really no spread there, but if there was a difference in number, like if this said 78 and this said 80, that would be a 3 pip spread. So automatically, that's what Traders Way would get. That's what FX Glory, whatever broker, that's what they would get. They get the spread. That's the spread. Okay, and so there's a small spread on this one. Pip wise, it looks the same, but micro pip wise, it looks like it's fluctuating between 2 and 3 micro pips. So they're getting paid that plus the commission of 90 cents. Okay. The next thing over, you don't have to worry about swap. Okay, don't have to worry about swap. The next important thing over is your profit. Okay, where the blue line is the profit for the current trade. If you were in the negative, then it will show a negative number. You don't ever want to be in the negative. Unless you know what you're doing, unless you're expecting for it, okay, I know that it's going to retrace and go into the negative, but it's going to, it's going to shoot back up, which, we do that. I do that every morning I get up. You guys see me do the analysis. Sometimes it's in a negative, but I trust the plan. All right. And so that's what that one is. Now the gray area is your overall profit. If you remember, I had several different trades open, and the trades that I had open, they were in the negative, and I closed them out in the negative. So that's why this is not matching up. That's why this is less than what this profit is showing. All right, this is the overall profit, for your trading session. All right. And this is the profit for that particular trade. Now, we're currently in a buy trade, okay? And we did that by setting our lot size and clicking buy. And so now the green line is here. Now, if you wanted to, the easiest way to set a stop loss, okay? What a stop loss is to say, hey, if price goes against my trade, if price goes in the negative against my trade, I only want it to go in the negative this far. And to do that, all you're going to do is hover your mouse over your trade line, okay? Click it and hold it and start dragging down. When you start to drag down, you're going to see this red line appear. All right, if you look over to the far left over here, you're going to see the order number, which is going to be the same as your trade number there. All right, and you see it says SL. It's letting you know this is for your stop loss. All right, the next number over, it's letting you know the value amount of the currency pair. All right, so we're currently in a buy trade for the US dollar. Okay, we're in the buy trade for the US dollar. So when we look at this currency pair, it's showing us negative $14.90, and that's away from the price that we set our trade at. All right, so you can kind of see it will change. So currently, again, it's at negative $16.41 because we're down $16. Oh, let me turn this down. All right, and so because we're down, I just changed it again. So because we're down $14.90 from our buy trade, it's showing negative $14.90. So that's telling us that, hey, if the candle starts to go against my trade, once it gets to $14.90, I want you to take me out of the trade. That's all that I'm willing to lose, is that dollar amount. All right, or that currency value amount. I'm saying currency value amount because everything does not equal a dollar. You got your Swiss francs, you've got your Aussie dollars, you got the Canadian dollars and all that. So it's the value for that currency that you're doing. All right. So the next thing next to that, it says pips, but remember, every time we measure on this chart, it measures in points. Okay. So this is not actually 111 or minus 111 pips, but this is minus 111 points. And what we're going to do to find out how many pips that is, we'll divide it by 10 or just take off that last number for 3 digits. So that's 11. So that's saying that, okay, I only want to give up 11 pips. So you just move it down and to where it says 111. All right. And so you have to also just keep in mind that that is in correlation with your lot size. Okay. So that's saying that I only want to give up 11 pips times my lot size. I'm gonna go to 10. That's easier math in my head. Let's say we go to 100. It's showing 100 points or 10 pips. Again, it's 10 pips because we're just dividing the 100 points by 10, and that gives us our number of pips. Okay, and so we're saying, hey, I'm only willing to give up 100 pips if, or excuse me, I'm only willing to give up 10 pips if the trade goes against me. And so you just do 10 times your lot size, which is $1.50. So you just do 10 times $1.50, and that shows us $15. All right. So we're saying, roughly, I'm only willing to give up, $15 if the trade goes against me. All right. So if you want to increase that, you just drag it down. You just drag it down. You just drag it down. And then once you get to the number that you want, you just let it go. And now it's set. Your stop loss is set. Okay. That simple. Very, very simple. All we did was we took our trade line and we dragged it down, or we drug it down. All right, and so that set our stop loss. Now, how do we set a take profit? Well, you just do the opposite thing that you did from setting your stop loss. You grab your trade line and you push it up. You push it up. And you guys know I always say, hey, we're shooting for 50 pips. By the way, we get 50 pips. I know we get 50 pips. We get 50 pips. I don't know if you guys have been trading or not, but we get 50 pips. We get at least 50 pips. We get more than 50 pips some days. So, but yeah. So if you want to set your take profit, then you just drag it up. And again, remember, you're looking at points. So right now it says 509 points, or it's equivalent to 50.9 pips, or 50 pips. So once you drag it up to the amount that you want, and you let it go. Now what your take profit means is, hey, once this price goes up to that line, I'm going to take that profit and then I'm going to be out of my trade, which is good, which is not bad. I mean, you're looking at, I am going to pull up my calendar here. You're looking at 50 times $1.50. That's $75. All right, and you didn't you hardly did anything to you just came in, you followed the market beater strategy, you set your stop loss, you set your take profit, and then you just waited for it. You just waited to get your 50 pips. Okay, so that's how you set that. Now, to be honest with you, I don't like setting a take profit. Okay, the reason why I don't like setting a take profit is no, it's not because I'm greedy, but it's because, hey, what if the market goes up more than 50 pips? Why would I just, I want to be able to get, all that I can. And so, if I'm scalping, like on the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, then yes, I'll set a take profit. Or if I'm doing some swing trading where I'm being very patient and I'm trading on the day chart, the weekly chart, then I'll set a take profit. But for like an intraday, like no, I want to get as much as I can. So typically what I'll do is I won't set a take profit. All right. But what I'll do is I'll set a trailing stop. So instead of having a regular stop loss, is it doesn't move. Okay, it stays right here. So like let's say if price continues to go up all the way up here, and you've got 100 pips in profit, and all of a sudden it begins to drop all the way down. It's going to drop all the way down to this stop loss, and so you're going to lose what you've earned, and even be in the negative, with a static or a stationary stop loss. Now with a trailing stop, is you actually set a number for this line to trail behind the current price. All right, and so how you do that is you'll have to do what we've done, is first set a stop loss. All right, and once you set that stop loss, you're going to right click on the stop loss line. All right, you're going to go down to trailing stop. All right, now when you go down to trailing stop, you're going to see some already pre-adjustment sizes here. All right, and so remember, these are points. All right, so points are a tenth of the actual pip. So 15 points would be 1.5 pips. 20 points would be 2 pips. 25 points would be 2.5 pips. So we don't want that. So what we want to do is go to custom. All right, and like let's say we want it to trail behind the current price of 10 pips. So because this is in points, you're just going to times it times 10. So if you want 10 pips, you're going to go 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So we'll put in 100. 100 points is equal to 10 pips. Then we'll hit OK. And then once we did that, our stop loss, it turned yellow here, because we now have a trailing stop. All right, and so what's going to take place is once this price actually goes above our trade line 10 pips, and then what's going to take place is you're going to see this red line just kind of jump up, and that red line will start moving up and down, up and down, up and down, respective of what the current price is. And so what that is going to do is it's going to stay below current price at 10 pips. So as long as the current price is rising up, it's going to stay 10 pips behind that current price. But as that current price begins to go down, the trailing stop is going to stay right where it is. All right, which was 10 pips behind the current price. It's going to stay right where it is, and then if that current price goes down to the 10 pips, then it's going to take you out. It's going to take you out of the trade. And again, the good thing about that is you're not losing what you have gained, other than the 10 pip trailing stop amount that you set. It's not always good to put 10 pips trailing stop, because that could be a little too tight. But if you follow the market beater strategy, um, you'll put in, you'll put in your trailing stop at the amount that you want. All right. So if you want to do 50 pips, then you're going to put in 500 points for the trailing stop. If you want to do 1,000 pips, then you're going to put in 10,000 points. Excuse me, for the trailing stop. So um, let me show you how to do a sell. All right. So to do a sell is to do the very opposite. We still set our lot size. Now we think that the market is going down. We're going to jump into a sell. Now this shows our sell line. Again, we have our order number. It tells us it's a sell, and it tells us what our lot size is. Now, to set our stop loss on this, instead of going down, we want to go up, because we're in a sell. So we want the market to go down. If you're in a sell trade, as the market is going down, you're making profit. But if the market, or if the price begins to go up, then you're in the negative. All right. And so we just did the same thing that we did to the buy, except the opposite way. We grabbed it and we drug it up. Okay. And that's how we set our stop loss. To set a take profit for a sell, you're going to drag it. You're going to click on your trade line and drag it down. All right, for your take profit, because we're in a sell. So the more the market goes down in a sell trade, the more money we make. All right. And so if you have a target to say, hey, I'm not going to be greedy, I'm going to grab 50 pips, I'm going to grab 100 pips, I'm going to grab 10 pips, and then I want to be out, then you set that. You go ahead and you set that. All right. And then the same thing with the trailing stop. All right. We have to first select, or we have to first make our stop loss. After we make the stop loss, we right click it, the stop loss, go to trailing stop, go to custom. If you want to do 10 pips, you put in 100. If you want to do 50 pips, you put in 500. If you want to do 1,000 pips, then you put in 10,000. All right. I think I did that right. You put in 1,000. Excuse me. So if you want to set it at 200, at 20 pips, we put in 200 points, and we hit OK. So what that means, again, when price goes 20 pips below our trade line, then it's going to kick in, and you'll see it to start to follow the current price by 20 pips. Whatever you set the trailing stop at, that's what it's going to follow that current price to. And so when it starts to go back, and once it meets the 20 pips, the 10 pips, whatever you set the trailing stop at, it's going to automatically take you out, so you can go ahead and keep the profit that you've made minus the trailing stop amount. So if you made 100 pips and you set a 20 pip trailing stop, that means that you're going to take away 80 pips. Okay, you're going to take away 80 pips, which is still pretty good. Trading at, even if you're trading, if you start out with a $100 account and you're trading based on the risk management. So if you're trading at, if you start with a $100 account and you're trading with the risk management, and you're trading, even if you're trading $1, that's $80 for just sitting here and putting in, a trade order. And then if you want to get out of the trade, you want to take your profit, like, okay, I'm fine with 69 cents. To cancel it out, all you're going to do is just hit the X button, and it doesn't cancel it out, but you're just saying that, okay, I'm taking that profit amount. Now if it's in the negative, then you're saying, okay, I'm waving the red flag, I don't want to lose any more money, and you hit that X and you go out. Now if you go over here to account history, it's going to show you the different trades that you have had over your account history. It's going to also show you where you make deposits at. Whenever you make any deposits through your broker website, you'll see it scattered throughout here. Whenever you make any withdrawals, you'll see that, but you can go back and kind of look at, your trades, and, take a look at your profits. uh, Take a look at your profits, and look at your profits and your loss, and you can figure out what percentage you're winning trades and things of that nature. Now, other than that, that's it. That's the software. That's it. And to be honest with you, all you need to know is, okay, I'm following the market beater trading strategy. I'm going to set my 1 to 2% lot size. All right. I am going to, if the market is going up, I'm going to click buy to go into a buy trade. I'm going to set my take profit by clicking the trade line and dragging up for a buy until I reach the amount that I want to set. So if I want 50 pips, then I want this to go to show me 500. So I'll go until it shows me 500. Now I set my take profit. Now if I want to set my stop loss to 20 pips, then I'm going to go until it shows me 200. And now I'm all set. I'm set to, my reward is 50 pips, but if I'm wrong on my analysis, then I'm only going to lose 20 pips. And you can make that tighter if you want. But remember, you want to give the market enough room to do what it does. The market goes up, it goes down. These candles go up, they go down. The bankers, they do stop hunts. I tell you guys about the stop hunts all the time. That's what they do. They try and do these long wicks to do stop hunts to trigger your trade, to trigger the pending trades of the different traders. And so you want to, you don't want to set like a tight stop. So that's why I always say, with the trading strategy, that you want to set it 20 pips below the low, or 20 pips above the high. All right. And so you will actually drag it down to here. All right. You would take note of this price, and when you hover over it, a little dialog box, and it's showing you that the profit, or the pips, or the points, is at 142 points, or 14 pips. So if I want to do 20 pips below below this line right here, I'm going to add 200 to that, and so that's going to be 342. Now if you don't have room down here, if you come over here to the price area and click your mouse and drag down, it's going to kind of squeeze it together, okay, and give you a little bit more room to be able to move your take profit and your stop loss. So again, we're going to add 20 pips below the low. It was at 142, so now we want it to be 342. 142 plus 200 is 342, or 20 pips below the low. That's 343. That works. All right, and so this is how your trade would look if you're using the market beater strategy. Your take profit is 50 pips above. If you're doing a buy, it will be 50 pips above your trade line. If you're doing a sell, it will be 50 pips below the trade line. And then your stop loss would be 20 pips below the low for a buy, or 20 pips above the high for a sell. All right, and now you're in it. All right. I wish this was a real account, because listen, I scalp pips all day. I'm terrible at it. But not terrible like, I can't do it, but I'm terrible like, it's hard for me to leave money like on the table. So I will scalp $5 and jump out. Like I don't have to always make $50, $500. I don't always have to do that. But I'll take $5. At lunch. Let me jump in really quick. Let me analyze the market. And let me jump in. Let me use the 1 hour of session trading strategy, and let me jump in really quick and see if I can make $20, if I can make $10, and get it. So, but yeah, I was just saying, if this was a real chart. All right, so that's it. That's the basis. That's the basis of the program. Okay, so all right, so I'm back. I should be back. I should be back. All right, awesome. Listen, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer any questions that you have. Tonight, you should know how to use the software. You should know how to enter into a trade. You should be able to know how to enter into a buy, how to enter into a sell. Um, if you guys are still with me, which I hope that you are, um, I want to answer your questions. If you guys listen to the video, just go back and listen if you have questions. If you're not with me, if you have questions, you feel free to go back and listen to the video. It's going to walk you through. It's going to show you everything. I'm going to make sure I get it uploaded on the website for how to use the MetaTrader software. All right. And I'm going to give it a few seconds because I know that there is a lag. I want to answer any questions that you may have if you're still with me. All right. All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful night or day whenever it is that you see this video. Um, as I always say, if you stay in God, you will stay in control. And happy pip fishing. Have a good night.